Moving on to more local news, the Deputy General Secretary of the United National Party, Parliamentarian Dr. Jailath Jayawardena, called on the Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith, today. The meeting was held at the Archbishop's house in Colombo. Dr. Jailath Jayawardena explained that the United National Party's stance on the independence of the police and the judiciary to His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith during the meeting.
The second session of the seminar, titled Proud Daughters of Sri Lanka, was held in Kotte today.
Former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca was the chief guest at the event. A large number of dignitaries were present at the occasion. We will organize and travel around the country, but we will not come forward in this year's provincial council elections. We will be stronger and come at the correct time. We are aware the people are with us. We have no doubt about that. We know the people are with us.
Still in local news, the Professional and Career Women Awards 2011-2012, organized by Women in Management, was held in Mount Lavinia today. Now, Women in Management unite Sri Lankan career women and entrepreneurs through the process of nurturing their skills and networking them to realize their dreams and provide the leadership and inspiration to act as a conduit to the transformation of the role of women in business into a dynamic force. UNP parliamentarian Rosie Senanayake won the award for Inspirational Woman of the Year. Manager of our sister radio station YFM, Tanuja Jayawardena, received an award for her work in the media field.
Well, petrol prices in India have been reduced for the second time this month. In the latest reduction, a litre of petrol was reduced by Indian rupees 2.46 with effect from midnight yesterday. Indian media reported that the price of a litre of petrol will be reduced by between 2 rupees 46 cents to 3 rupees 22 cents in accordance with the tax levied in different states.
Although India raised fuel prices in May, prices were reduced on 2 occasions after that, in line with price fluctuations in the world market. Thereby, Indian media reported that the price of petrol had been reduced by 4 rupees and 14 cents. With the new price revision, the price of a litre of petrol in New Delhi is 67 rupees and 78 cents. Indian oil companies pointed out that the petrol price was reduced in line with the decline in world crude oil prices. In London, a barrel of Brent crude was trading at $92.40 today. Brent crude has been trading at less than $100 a barrel for the last 3 weeks. Despite fuel prices being increased in Sri Lanka when world crude oil prices rose, there has been no reduction in fuel prices when crude oil prices have been falling in the world market. When we inquired about this from the Minister of Petroleum Industries, Susil Premajayantha, recently, he said that relief could be given to the public only if the price of a barrel of crude oil dropped below $90. He also noted that the CPC had incurred a loss of 20 billion rupees this year. The government increased the price of a litre of petrol by 22 rupees, diesel by 11 rupees and kerosene by 20 rupees on 2 occasions last year when a barrel of crude oil was traded at $109. Furthermore, on the 12th of February this year, the price of a litre of petrol was again increased by 12 rupees, diesel by 31 rupees and kerosene by 35 rupees.
You're watching Primetime News on MTV Sports. Going back to one of our headline-making stories tonight. Issuing a media release, the Media Centre for National Security states that officers of the Criminal Investigations Department had sealed an office in Rajagiriya today where 2 websites which published wrong and inappropriate content were being operated, following a search carried out on a court order. The release bearing the signature of the Director General of the MCNS, Lakshman Hulugalla, states that the 2 websites in question had continuously made false and vulgar attacks on individuals and parties accepted within society and had been maintained on content which was inaccurate and malicious, led people astray and harmed the reputation of the country. The release notes that the Supreme Court had recently decreed that all internet news services being operated from within Sri Lanka must be registered with the relevant authority. The release points out that while there are institutions maintained for this purpose, this enables the country and the people to identify the individuals engaged in this extremist activity. The release notes that while the Ministry of Mass Media and Information has begun the process of registering websites, the majority have already supported this measure and had themselves registered. It also reads that such websites which are operated disregarding the decree of the Supreme Court and in violation of the law only serve to bring disrepute to the country. The release notes that the Criminal Investigations Department had conducted this operation after receiving information that illegal activities were taking place inside this office, including the publishing of reports which inconvenience the public and individuals, are illegal, misinformative and insulting. The release notes that following the establishment of the fact that false information was being uploaded onto the internet at this office, investigations are continuing with regard to the computers used to upload the information and the individuals responsible. The release issued by the Director General of the MCNS, Lakshman Hulugalla, concludes by noting that websites like these, which have links to social crimes, lead to the corruption of young minds and pave the way for social destruction at a time when a prosperous nation is being built. Well, earlier in the day, the Criminal Investigations Department raided the premises where the Sri Lanka Mirror and Sri Lanka X News websites carry out their operations in Atul Kotte. According to the officers who arrived at the scene, the raid was carried out on a court warrant.
The two-story building in Atul Kotte housed the office of the Sri Lanka Mirror and News X website. A group of Criminal Investigations Department officials raided the building, saying that they were doing so based on a court order. The officers said that anti-government literature was found in 2 computers on the 2nd floor of the building, which was used to carry out operations of the News X website. Parliamentarian Mangala Samaravira visited the location when the officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department were carrying out the raid. MP Samaravira strongly protested against the arrest of the individuals who were inside the building during the raid.
රජයට විරුද්ධ යම් යම් දේවල් තොරතුරු අපිට අයදර වුණා. මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් තමයි.
මේක රජයට පක්ෂයක් නෙමෙයි. අපි විරුද්ධ පක්ෂය. විරුද්ධ පක්ෂය ඉන්නේ පක්ෂය ආණ්ඩුවට කරන හැම දෙයකම හොඳයි කියන්නේ නෙමෙයි. හරි කියන්නේ.
දණ්ඩනීති සංග්‍රහයේ 118 වගන්තුර විග්‍රහ කරලා තියෙන වරදවල් සම්බන්ධයෙන් තියෙන තොරතුරු මේකේ තියෙනවා. ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන්
අද ඔයගොල්ලන් කියන්නේ දණ්ඩ නීති සංග්‍රහයේ 18යි 118යි 120 යටතේ තමයි මේ කටයුතු කරන්නේ කියන්නේ. හරි හරි. දැන් ඒක ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඔච්චර කියන්නේ නැතුව ඔය ටික කිව්වා නම් හරි. නෑ මොකද මේක මොඩ දණ්ඩ නීතිය වුණා නර නීතිය කියන එක මම කියන්න. හරි. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි උතුරු ටික බලා ගන්න. මම මෙච්චර වෙලා බොහොම නිදඩව කියන්නේ සමුන්නාසනේ
විමර්ශනයක් කරන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා මට අපි විමර්ශනයක් කරන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඒකට සහයෝගය
පනවන්න. විවස්ථාදායකයේ විසින් ඉතින් ලැයිතුකමක් තියෙනවා අපි පොලිස් නිලධාරීන්
අපි සහාය දුන්නා. අපි මෙච්චර වෙලා බොහොම නිහඬව. දැන් වෙලා අපි ඔක්කොම බොහොම නිහඬව ඉන්නේ. බොහොම සම්පූර්ණ සහයෝගය දුන්නා. නමුත් මේ විදිහට එකපාරට කියනවා මෙන්න මේ 118 120 අතර මේ අහිංසක මිනිස්සු තමන්ගේ පෑන පාවිච්චි කරපු වරදට විතරක් අත්අඩංගුවට ගන්න එකවම අපි නිහඬව ඉන්නද?
නෑ සර්. ඒකට සාක්ෂි තියෙන හින්දා සර් ගන්න.
ඒක හරි ඕගොල්ලන් කිය හරි.
ඒක සර් අධිකරණයට අපි කියන්න. ඒතකොට සර් අධිකරණයේදී අපි ඒකට සර්ට ඒකට විරුද්ධව කියන දේවල් තියෙනවා නම් සර්ට එතනදී කියන්න.
හරි ඒක තමයි. ඒක අපි කරන්න. ඒ නීතිමය ක්‍රියාමාර්ගය අපි ගන්න. නමුත් මේ වෙලාවේ මම කියනවා මෙන්න මේක තමයි ගේ නර ජඩ නීතියයි කියන එක මම මෙතනදී පැහැදිලි
9 individuals, including the editor of Sri Lanka Mirror website Callum Shivanta, were arrested by the CID. 7 computers were also seized by the police. This is media freedom. When I inquired what wrong they committed, they said that they found anti-government news. As the opposition, we will possess anti-government news and not otherwise. We will take legal action and take steps to launch a local and international campaign against this. Meanwhile, officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department searched the residence of the head of the editorial board of the News X website, Ruwan Fernandez, located in Narahempita today.
They had a search warrant and wanted to search the house. I said that my child and I were the only people inside the house. They showed me the search warrant and their IDs. They said that I could call someone if I wanted to. I asked a friend to come to my residence. They were waiting outside until my friend arrived. They wanted to search my husband's room and did so subsequently. There were 2 CDs. I think it contained the office logos. They took it.
The public perception of individuals who hide behind websites and misuse the hallowed traditions of journalism is one of total disgust. Even the most controversial, hard-hitting news organizations respect journalistic ethics and norms, which in turn builds credibility amongst the public. The full weight of this responsibility is borne by its editorial and management, who are individuals known to the public. They do not hide behind the smoke screen that is the internet to launch baseless, scathing personal attacks on all and sundry. This irresponsible journalism is a public menace and is counter to the principles of media freedom, serving to damage the dedicated work put in by media organizations that represent and stand for the people's right to know.